morning, my friends. Good afternoon. Or maybe to some people it is good night. Whatever time you are watching my channel, I want to welcome you to 60+life. Today I'm going to visit a friend that I met recently just through my channel. As I have always mentioned, please be a blessing to someone else. This lady is a blessing to me, and I just asked her if I can just come and hear more about your life, and she said why not. So I'm on my way. She doesn't live near me, but that will not deter me from reaching there. I am driving there now. The traffic is flowing well. The weather is a little bit chilly, but that will not deter me from going. So in a little while, my friends, I'm going to be there. Just hang in here so that you also hear from her. So thank you so much. See you then. The road going to town is so busy. As you can see, there's a lot of traffic jam. Mine is moving very well because I'm going against traffic. So I'm going to be there very soon. Still moving. I'm going very slowly. I'm not a fast driver. That is why vehicles are passing me as if I am not moving at all. But I'm moving. For those who may not be aware, we have very, very beautiful roads here in Kenya, as you can see. Very nice roads. So if you want to visit us, please come and see for yourself. Kenya is very beautiful. Oops, at least I'm passing one. I'm happy. I'm almost there. Please don't give up. Almost there. I was told to exit on exit 10. So this is where I am entering. I've left the main highway. Then here, I was told to take my right turn. As I was taught when I was young, you don't go to people's homes empty-handed. So I've seen a supermarket that I just want to get into and pick some few things. When we were growing up, we had nothing. But my mom would never go to somebody's home empty-handed. And that is how we grew up. and what she could lay her hands on very easily were just potatoes, sweet potatoes. That is what we used to grow. So that is what she used to carry. I am done and I'm on my way now. Just picked some small things. Just a symbol that you don't go to somebody's house, and more so for the first time, empty-handed. As I always introduce myself, this is 60+life. I thank you for working with me since I left home. I told you I'm coming to see a friend. That is a blessing to me. We met and I was so much impressed. I always talk about doing anything at any age, but this one, just sit back and hear her out. Thank you and welcome. I would like her to introduce herself to you.
My name is Nancy from Nancy B's Adventure Diary. I'm pleased to be here. Thank you, 60+life, for having me.
I am so humbled. When I told you that I wanted to come, I didn't know you would let me in because I know you are doing your private things. But I thank you for letting me into your home. Please, you have been a blessing to me. And I've come here because I want you to be a blessing to others. Tell us about your early life.
Okay, I was born 55 years ago in Kenya, and growing up, I was not an active child. I grew up in the village. Outdoor life was normal for me. We worked in the farm. We were able to learn how to dig at an early age, walked to school, and played all sorts of games in our childhood. However, I was born into a family where my parents were teachers and they believed in education is everything. So games were discouraged. So our parents did not encourage my siblings and I to participate a lot in games. In fact, I remember there were some games, if my mother found you playing them, she would beat you. I don't know if you know of a game called Point, Kati. Maybe for those who are not from around here, those are games where you play with a ball and duck, and it tests your speed and even your eye-hand coordination. So that was my relationship with physical activity growing up.
That sounds different from my experience. As I grew up where we could play anything, call it kati, and our parents did not mind. So we could go and play in the field, high jump, do what actually, when I was young, I used to do a lot of sports. I can't even convince a fly now that I was a very sportish girl, if there is a word like that. Okay, tell us your relationship with physical activity now.
Okay, maybe I'll step a bit back. Moving from the elementary stage of primary school into high school, I was exposed now to some serious physical activity because I went to a school where it was compulsory to play games. So I was forced to do cross country, swimming, hockey. The only difference is that my upbringing had made me so uncoordinated and so unfit. I actually used to be number second last, especially in cross country. Somebody else used to be number last, and I don't know whether she'll watch this, but that was the high school. Growing into adulthood, I completely forgot about physical activity and settled into working after university. So that was how I transitioned into adulthood, sedentary. That was me.
So you changed into adulthood and was very busy.
I was very busy working, earning money, raising children, and taking care of my home.
So physical activity
Was forgotten.
was forgotten.
And yeah, I thought it was a part of my past.
Okay. When we met, you told me that I admired how you are so fit and made through how you are now changed from that. What changed?
What changed was something that happened after my 51st birthday. When I turned 51, I realized something was wrong. One night I could not really read. My eyes were cloudy. Everything was hazy on the computer. And then I stepped on the scale and I realized my weight was close to 100 kilograms. That's about 210 pounds. There's nothing wrong with that weight if that's your weight. But as a child, I was somebody who reached adulthood. At the age of 25, I weighed a mere 52 kilograms. That is maybe 105 pounds or so. So I had almost doubled my weight. So at this point, I decided it was time to take action. I made a decision to visit a health facility in my neighborhood. And I was very lucky to have met a very good doctor who sat me down and told me firmly that I was on a very dangerous road if I did not turn around and change my life. So I thought this was very difficult, and he told me we will do a number of tests. The first one he did was the sugar test, and true to his suspicion, my sugar was far beyond the limit. I was actually now in the diabetic range. And he told me I have a chance to actually address this, turn it around. So he gave me 1 month to go and change my diet and step up my exercise. So I addressed my healthcare by starting slowly on exercise. I began by walking in my neighborhood for as little as 15 minutes. Then I progressed to about 30 minutes. Then I started increasing the kilometers. Eventually I started running, and ultimately I joined a gym 6 months later. However, the greatest benefit I was going to get was not going to be from exercise. After doing my research, I realized I had to change my diet drastically. I'm telling you, I was terrible. I used to eat so much sugar. I stopped taking soda or pop, depending on what you call it. I stopped taking fruit juices. I reduced my carbohydrates to less than a third. And I also reduced the number of times I eat. I also stopped eating in the night. So those were some of the changes that I made in terms of diet and exercise.
Thank you, Nancy. I am so delighted that you said you met a good doctor. That is very profound. Do you know there are many doctors who don't tell you the truth? They give you medicine, not to change lifestyle, which is the most critical thing in our lives. So I'm very happy that he told you to go and change your life. I was the same. I was 116 when I joined the gym.
16 kilograms.
116 kilos. And my doctor didn't tell me. At one point, actually, I was taking 6 medicines. I could not walk, I couldn't see. One day I woke up and I threw them in the toilet. I want you to introduce me to your doctor, please. Okay, you told me that you are a mountain climber. At what point did you start climbing the mountain? Let me tell you, I have my children, 2 of them are mountain climbers. They went to Mount Kilimanjaro some 4 years ago. Do you know one was evacuated? Couldn't breathe up there. We were so I didn't sleep. Was brought to Aga Khan. And I was like, what's wrong with this boy? When he told me that he wanted to go back to go and climb Mount Kilimanjaro, I told him, you are mad. Do you know they went back? What is so funny about it? I've always talked about I want to do anything that I did not do when I was young. But this one is beyond me. Try to convince me that why? What made you go and climb the mountains?
Okay, so maybe I'll take you a step back again. After I met this doctor, within 6 months, I had reversed my diabetes, and
Amen.
I was in perfect health with perfect ideal blood sugar, perfect blood pressure, perfect cholesterol. But I did my research, and one of the things I found out that most people who successfully beat diabetes or lose weight actually continually do challenges, because it is not something you take today and tomorrow you stop. If you go back to the old life, the diabetes will come back. If you go back to the coach where Nancy was before COVID, you will get it again. So I realized I have to continuously train for one challenge or another. So at this time, about 2020, I'd had some of my colleagues planning to go to Mount Kenya, but I did not have much interest. After lockdown, we forgot about Mount Kenya. However, in 2023, the talk came up again. And this time they were planning to go to Mount Kenya. And I thought, why not just try Mount Kenya? So it was at that point I thought, let me try Mount Kenya. And to go to Mount Kenya, I had to train. I was out running in the morning, many kilometers. Ordinarily, I ran maybe 3 or 4 kilometers a day, 3 times a week. But now during the training for Mount Kenya, I had to do about 5 kilometers a day for like 4-5 days in a week. So it was at that point I realized, yeah, I can make it to Mount Kenya.
So you made it to Mount Kenya.
Yes.
Hey, Nancy, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
In my wildest dreams, I've never thought of climbing a mountain because of the experience my children had. But that is why I said I have to come and hear from you, because I have said, and I'm repeating here, my viewers, please, whatever you did not do when you were young, this is the time that you can do it. That is why I have visited Nancy. I want to know really what convinced her. Let us not wait for health scare. Which other hills have you? Is it only Mount Kenya or the others?
Oh, okay. In my teens, I had climbed Longonot, but I think for now, let me not count that one. After Mount Kenya, I realized there were still more mountains to be conquered. So I have been to Aberdares twice. I've climbed the Aberdares Table Mountain. I have also climbed the Rurimeria, and this year I climbed and summited Mount Kilimanjaro.
Wow, Nancy,
Yes.
are you speaking the truth?
Yes.
I want to start with, is there Mount Nairobi?
No, there's
Nairobi
no.
Hill?
No, there's none.
But there is Ngong Hill.
There's Ngong
I
Hills.
can start. Can I start there at
You
least?
can start where you are.
How did you feel summiting?
It is an experience. You only have to go through it to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
It is not something you can explain to somebody. Because I remember when I summited Mount Kenya, I was like, I'm sitting on the roof of Kenya. I actually had breakfast on the roof of Kenya, and I
Wow.
couldn't believe it that I was standing on the highest point in my country. When I summited Mount Kilimanjaro, I could not believe I was standing on the roof of Africa, the tallest mountain in Africa. And believe you me, it can be done. I still didn't believe that was me standing on the summit of Mount Kenya at the age of 54 years then, and actually recording a video of how I'm summiting Mount Kenya and now summiting Mount Kilimanjaro.
That is so nice, Nancy. Wow. I can't wait to think about. I want to think about of how I start. Wow. Were there other experiences that you can say this one was the worst?
I can say climbing a mountain is it's not like taking a vacation where you are sunbathing on the beach or just sitting in a hotel room and eating.
Yes, that is why I don't want it.
No, it is an experience that shows you how far you can actually push yourself. It helps you understand what your limits are and what they are not.
That is true.
So I can say that that experience is something you cannot trade for anything. So I cannot say it is, you will feel good, you will feel like dancing. No, when you're on the mountain, you will feel bad, you will feel challenged, but you will always have that goal of, you know why you went. You went because you want to summit. And sometimes the experiences are not always easy, they're also not always bad, but some are scary. On Mount Kilimanjaro, my most scary experience was my encounter with altitude sickness, of which I've talked about much. I'd heard about altitude sickness, but experiencing it was another matter. When we reached the height of Mount Kenya, I got this wave of nausea which I thought would knock me down. I got a bit scared. But the most scary moment, when I was 200 or so meters away from summit, I met my friend being brought down by guides because she was beginning to become weak. She was losing speech. She was looking like she might lose consciousness. And I met two men who were sprinting downhill with her. And I can say, for me, that was the most scary moment when I was on Mount Kilimanjaro.
Did you come back after seeing this? Because I would come back running.
I persevered.
You persevered, Nancy.
And finished. I persevered and finished.
You are a tough lady. I would come back. That is what happened to my son. When some people were going up, he was being brought down, but some went and summited. I don't understand. But anyway, we are learning and we are not going to give up. Now tell me, what would you tell somebody planning to climb a mountain? Like me, I want to climb. What can you tell me to encourage me? Because me, I don't want.
What I can tell you is that 60+life, you are fit for the task, and I'm challenging you today. Climb a mountain. We'll come to your channel to watch you on the summit of Mount Kenya or Mount Kilimanjaro.
I'm going to try.
If you want Everest, yes. But what I would tell somebody planning to climb a mountain, climbing a mountain is a journey. It is not an event. So you don't wake up from your house today and summit Mount Kilimanjaro. You actually have plans. You have to plan. There is the physical preparation. You need to train your lungs. You need to train
my lungs, of course.
Your lungs and even your body by going to the gym. And the only way to train your lungs is by swimming and running.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, so you can climb.
No.
And you also need to practice, maybe with gradual increase in altitude. Maybe start with a mountain in the Aberdares, then go to Kenya.
Not Ngong, Nancy. Aberdares is too much.
Start with Ngong,
okay,
then Aberdares, then Kenya, and then Kilimanjaro.
In fact, I want to start with a hill at Ringa. There's a hill behind my home. I think I've never climbed it.
Start with that one.
Let me start with that one.
Yes.
So
it is a journey, and you also need to prepare financially because you have to buy many things. So you don't wait to buy them in a month and climb tomorrow. You can buy them over a period of a year or two. Yes. And then also mentally, you need to prepare yourself that you are going to undertake a physical challenge. So that you don't go there thinking it's like resting on the beach.
I like that bit. It is not like there's someone I watched, it was written that a mission is not a trip. So you have a mission, it's not a trip where you are just going to bathe at the beach, and then you have a mission and you are going to achieve it. That is so nice. Okay, Nancy, I have been so blessed by what I have heard. And you know, we talked a lot. So tell me, what would you like your viewers or my viewers to take home?
Okay. I believe many of the people who watch you are older.
They do, actually, they are.
Yeah. So what I would say, get a medical checkup. And if you're more than 50 years, you must get a medical checkup. have your liver function, your kidney function tested. And if you're a lady, also have a mammogram or an ultrasound and check for any indications of breast cancer or abnormalities. This is because the chronic illnesses like diabetes do not develop overnight. They actually sometimes take 5 to 10 years. By the time you're diagnosed at the doctor's hospital, you've actually had it for many years. And it's important that we remember it is a blessing to grow older. But that doesn't mean we should grow sicker. So if you are like the pre-COVID Nancy, who was just on the couch enjoying her juice and cake, it's not too late to change. The time to change is now. There's no limit what you can do. I'm repeating that. There's no limit to what you can do. It is all in your mind.
It is.
If you tell Nancy, who was second last in athletics, that she would climb and summit Mount Kilimanjaro, I would say it is a lie. But just putting your mind to it makes it possible. So age is just a number that we put on ourselves. Don't let it limit you. I would want to say one more thing about diabetes. Diabetes is more common than we think. In some demographics or in some populations, every 1 out of 3 people has diabetes, and another 1 out of 3 will develop diabetes in the next 10 or so years. So you find that the risk is very high. And more frequently than not, most of the people who have diabetes are women. And this is because partly I think it's because of our eating habits. We are the ones who are always snacking. We like sweet things. And we are always cooking and tasting the food. We don't want the food the child left to go to waste, so you are clearing their plates.
That is me, yes. With my grandchildren, yes.
So, because of these habits or circumstances of life, you find that women more often than not, than men, will have diabetes. And on the side of exercise, I want to call upon you, even if you never exercised, even if you are like me, the time is now. Invest in your fitness. Because if you don't exercise now, you'll pay dearly in future. I'm sure you've seen some old people who look withered or shriveled. They have what is called sarcopenia. Their muscles are actually withering away. Do not wait to be like that grandmother who is withering. I want when I meet you and you're 60 plus, maybe then 80 plus, you'll be as strong as you are today.
Amen, yes.
So invest in your fitness now. You'll be stronger in your 70s, 80s, 90s, and even 100.
Or 120, who knows?
Or even 120.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I would tell the viewers for now.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Viewers, you have heard from the horse's mouth. That is why I came. Now you can even understand why I had to come here. I've never visited somebody. So this lady has been such a blessing to me. And when we talked, I said, why can't I bring her to my viewers? Here she is. She has a channel. Please visit it. It is called Nancy B's Adventure and Diary. When she sent it to me, I was like, oh, what I saw there, I couldn't believe, Nancy. How you were dressed. I said, is she the one? Thank you so much. The Bible says, my people are dying because of lack of knowledge. We have given you the knowledge. Please take it and use it, and let us live longer and be an example to so many people that life is actually starts after 60. God bless you. So for now, any parting shot that you want?
I just want to encourage the viewers one more time. It's not too late. Start now where you are, even if it means just walking for 15 or 30 minutes a day, and build up. And for my viewers, if you're watching from Nancy B's Adventure Diary, please go over and watch the many videos Christine has done on her fitness journey on 60+life. You will be encouraged. So if you're on the couch, sipping juice or soda or pop, get up and exercise.
And imagine she has just given me boiled groundnuts and water as a guest, because she knows she can't give me juice. You see, we must be a blessing to one another. So my viewers, please listen to my friend and watch her videos. I'll put it on the link. As for now, what do we tell our viewers? Bye bye.